Kako, and welcome to Just&True. I'm going to make a very brief video because I am worried, folks. I am very worried. Not for me personally, because I'm very comfortable right now, actually. It's very nice and cool. The wind's blowing. I'm full. I'm at work. The day's almost over. It's 4. I think I have 3 hours left. It's going to be awesome. I feel fine. But I'm worried about Taiwan. Let's talk about Taiwan for a second. Now, a lot of people are worried, including myself, with the military tensions rising between us and China. I believe things are starting to kind of, at least from my perspective, make a little bit more sense now why China is coming up with all these threats and all these releases of brand new stealth fighters and their subs and their first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier, and saying that they could sink, or that a good way to get us out of war is by causing mass casualties. And there's a reason for all that. Now, we've had a lot of comments in the comment section, and I've had a lot of discussion on why and if China would actually start a war. Are they in a position to want to? Could they possibly win a war with us? And a lot of stuff. In that nature. But it's starting to make sense now, because what we just saw today is Chinese Emperor King for Life, Xi Jinping, came out and said, we're taking Taiwan back. So, unless you, if you haven't heard, Xi Jinping said that they will use force to take Taiwan. Taiwan is very crucial to him. He thinks that by owning Taiwan, they could control more of the outskirts of the South China Sea and the region around there, because Taiwan allows us to mess around in their waters, which is far too close for comfort for China. They're trying to take Taiwan, which makes sense. So I think that their threats towards America is more just a way to get the American citizens and the government to not care enough to intervene in a upcoming Taiwan-Chinese war. If you don't know, Taiwan is a lot like Hong Kong. It's an island off of China. It's a beautiful island, actually. Island off of China, and it is gone back and forth between all kinds of different rules throughout history. It was under Chinese dynasty up until the Ming, or the Qi dynasty, I believe, and then it was under Dutch for a short stint, and then the Spanish for a short stint. It was independent. Japan owned it quite often, and then there was a time when it was just supporting the war efforts of Imperial Japan. And then it got its independence, and then its first general election, I think, was in 1991, our lifetime, and then they got their general president and democracy and whatnot. So Taiwan's been back and forth a lot. It's got some turmoilous, how do you say turmoilous? A lot of turmoil in their history of who owns or who should own Taiwan. China is just die hard on that Taiwan is part of mainland China under their one China principle, and they're gonna take it by force. They came out and said it. So I think all these threats towards the United States Navy and towards the people of the United States has nothing to do with the war that they want to start with us, and more of preventing us to intervening in a war when they start taking over Taiwanese land and Taiwanese properties and assaulting Taiwan. Never mind him. Silverado. Can't even touch this Ford Ranger. That's right, Betsy. Anyway, so yeah, mainland China is definitely putting on some force. Xi Jinping did come out and he said that he's taking Taiwan back. That's what he said. So we'll definitely see a show of force somewhere in Taiwan. Whether or not we're going to get involved is going to be another question entirely. I hope not. I seriously hope not. Regardless of where we stand, or where most people stand, if China takes Taiwan, I mean, that could be a bad thing, but getting involved with China and Taiwan, and I just see a big mess. Big mess in the Pacific, and I live in the Pacific, so I don't like big messes in the Pacific. Let's keep it as far away from the Pacific as possible. To be specific, not the Pacific. So, yeah, that is it. I just wanted to make this really quick news. please do some research on Taiwan tonight. A little bit about Taiwan, because there's a ton of Taiwanese people here, Southeast Asia in general, white people, Haoles as we call, the minority here. So most people here are Filipino, Laos, Cambodian, Taiwanese, you know, a lot of people, Samoan, Hawaiian, obviously, Tongan. They're all from that region, so you learn a little bit about the Pacific cultures, Pacific Islands, going all the way up to China, and even going towards New Zealand and Papua New Guinea and stuff like that, Australia. So do some research on Taiwan. Taiwan is a very interesting country. It's had a lot of turmoilous. I don't even know if that's a word, tremulous. A lot of turmoil in the history of Taiwan, and who thinks they own it. Right now, Taiwan has a strong independent culture with their own flag, their own constitution, their own president. They're not about to just roll over. And I don't think America is about to allow China to just take one of the countries that allows us to hang out in their backyard and protect them, because it is very vital for us to get that close to China, I feel. So we'll see how it goes. But the main thing to take away from this is that China is threatening to take Taiwan back because they believe it is a part, and has always been a part, of their one China Republic. Anyway, mahalo nui loa for coming in. Hui ho until next time, and I'll probably have a more informative and much more elaborate video on China and the Taiwanese upcoming war, it looks like, when I get home. So mahalo nui loa, and I will see you when I'm not in this 80-degree truck. Peace.